All right, Miss Debbie, let's talk a little bit about the kind of birds that we'll see in the winter.
Okay. Well, not only will we see our faithful residents like our cardinals, chickadees, tufted titmice, nuthatch, and on, but some of our winter residents are either on their way back or already here now.
Okay.
Birds such as your junco, many of your native sparrows, your sapsucker, the woodpecker family, okay? And some of our winter warblers will be here.
Okay.
So it's a good time to start developing a refuge for your winter birds and your residents right now.
Okay, yeah, we want folks to know that all the birds don't just leave.
That's
I mean,
right.
they're still hanging around.
That's
okay?
right.
Now, since they'll be hanging around, what do we need to feed them?
Well, first of all, start out with a clean feeder.
Okay, it makes sense.
We like to drink out of clean glasses.
Sure.
They like to eat out of clean utensils as well. So it's a good time before winter really sets in to clean your feeders.
Okay.
Clean them with a hot water solution and with some soap. Then rinse them with 9 parts of water and 1 part of bleach, and that's going to kill any of the bacteria that's lingering in there. Make sure your hardware systems are ready to go and your bird houses are cleaned out. And then it's time to start filling up those feeders. During the fall, we have a quieter time at the feeders, but when winter sets in, we have a lot of activity.
Okay.
Birds will form their feeding flocks in numbers. If one bird finds food, everybody's going to find food. So it's safety in numbers and good to have multiple eyes to find them. So you'll have more activity at the feeders. And you want to feed seed. Predominantly, seed is going to be most of your seed-eating songbirds.
Okay.
And birds are quite adept at finding food in nature. So before you even start to put your feeders out, when you're planting, think about things that are going to hold on to their fruits and their berries through the wintry months, such as your crab apples and your sumac, dogwoods, junipers, your viburnums. But it doesn't take long for all that to be depleted.
Sure.
So you can provide seed and loose seed in feeders such as this cylinder feeder, or you can provide it in an open tray, which is fun because it doesn't restrict anyone then on the tray. You can provide seed such as your Niger seed mixed with crushed hearts of sunflower for your finches.
Okay.
Or you can do compressed seed cylinders like this one here or this little guy over here.
I think those are so neat.
Aren't those fun?
Yeah, those are fun.
And the birds really like them, and they're so easy to do. But what's really neat about it is the birds have to work at it. So it keeps your bird there longer so you can enjoy watching them. Another type of food that you can provide for the birds would be suet. And suet is actually rendered fat. We use beef fat in ours.
All right.
And we want high calories. But if you have trouble with squirrels, you want to go with the hot pepper.
How about that?
Squirrels don't like it, mammals don't like it, but your birds will love it. But you know, in nature, suet doesn't grow naturally like seeds do. So one way to help the birds discover your suet feeder is frost it with peanut butter and put just a few seeds in it, and then they'll identify it as a food source pretty regularly.
And the hot pepper doesn't bother the birds.
The birds seem to love it. Birds seem to love it. But if you are feeding the birds and you don't want to feed the squirrels, either go with the hot pepper suet, and we also have hot pepper seed cylinders that'll help.
Okay.
Something else you can feed to the birds would be your mealworms. Mealworms can be either fed as live or dried. And a good place to place these would be in a feeder near your bird bath.
Okay.
Because that way the birds will find them pretty regularly as well. And you might have a bowl of fruit on your counter at home you don't realize you could share with the birds, and that would be apples.
Okay.
Cardinals love apples, red-bellied woodpeckers, your mockingbirds. Take an apple and slice it or half it and put it on a feeder and watch what happens there.
Didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what about water?
Water is so important. You know, when it's 95 degrees out,
Yes.
folks will think, oh, I need to put the water out for the birds. And they tend to forget when it's 25 degrees. But a clean bird is a warmer bird.
Okay.
Plus, they have to drink, just as we do every day. You can provide water in a dish, but when it's really freezing outside, then put a deicer in it. That's an electrical unit that's going to turn on when the water reaches below, I think it's like 40 degrees, and it'll keep the water just de-iced. It's not going to make it a hot tub.
Okay, right.
But it'll keep it thawed out, because when you have frozen water everywhere and thirsty birds, you will not believe the activity you have on a bird bath with a de-icer in it.
Yeah, I can see them enjoying that.
They sure would.
That's for sure. All right. Now, while we have a little time left, let's talk about shelter.
Shelter's important. Landscape your yard for the birds in mind. That's the time of year in the winter when the leaves are off the trees, so it's easy to be seen by predators. So if you don't have a thicket or shrubs or that nearby for the birds to go inside when a predator comes by, whether it be a hawk or maybe a cat, which shouldn't be outside to begin with, then you can make a brush pile. If you're trimming those branches or find branches that have fallen on the ground, make a pile of branches. Or after Christmas, take a piece of rebar, stake it in the ground, and tie your Christmas tree to it after you discard it. And it'll be an area for the birds to get into. Put it near your feeder. It's a lot of fun, and you'll be surprised who will use it.
I think Wes is amazed by it as well.
Good idea.
Yeah, think about
That's a
that,
really good
because everybody
idea.
pretty much just throws them on, to the curb.
Well, wait till spring to throw it to the curb.
Right to the spring to do that. Okay, wow. So again, some of those predators, hawks, and some cats. Are there any other out there that people need to know about?
As far as predators during the day would be predominantly your hawks.
Just the okay.
They're going to watch your bird feeder.
Okay.
If you have
That's food.
a mourning dove sitting on here and a hawk nearby, your hawk will come in and grab the mourning dove.
Oh, okay.
And if there's somewhere shelter nearby where they can get to, or where they can sit and wait for their turn at the feeder or the bath, that would help.
Okay. Wow, Miss Debbie, thank you for the good information.
You're
We appreciate
welcome.
that.
You're welcome.